Do you remember that during COVID when I had recurring nightmares about Sue Sylvester performing super bass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember during COVID when I had a sex dream about Hobbs and Shaw?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bimbo Book Club.
That right there is Bertrude, and I'm Katie.
Hello, hello. Thanks for joining
Hi. Hi,
us.
hi, hi. How have you been?
I've been great. I've been thriving.
Good.
I've been normal. I don't think anything special's happened in my life, which is
I love to
great.
hear that.
Yeah, no news is good news, right?
Yeah, no news is great news.
But that's about it. I'm trying to think. I literally have done nothing exciting. Saw the new Marvel movie. It was a Marvel movie. Um,
Yeah,
Going to see Scream tonight in theaters. So excited. Wanted
I'm
to see
so
that in
pumped
theaters
for
for a
you.
long time. I was going to go with Maddie, but she has other things that have come up. And so I am now going alone, which means empty seat on one side of me.
Ooh.
So I'm not that angry about it.
Yeah, I like an alone theater moment.
I love an alone theater moment. It's grown on me for sure, for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
I have anxiety about movie theaters, obviously, America.
Same, same.
But but if it's like a nice tiny little theater,
Mhm.
if I feel really, held and protected, I like doing a little solo moment. It's
I
fun.
like doing that too. Also, I'm going last time I checked, which was like 30 minutes ago, there were four other people in the theater with me. So
Oh, gorgeous, even better.
if anyone picks that theater to attack, I have some judgments on like their ability to select a good victim first. So
Exactly.
what about you? What have you been up to? What's been going on with you?
Literally not really anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did a real good deep clean
Ooh, nice.
last weekend and kind of a little bit this week too. I announcement have officially gone part-time at my old job. I am looking for employment, so if anyone would like to employ me, I am trying to apply for that open position in Italy right now at the Vatican.
Oh,
Um,
Miss Pope.
so I am waiting on to hear back from that. But if anyone else has any other leads, please let me know. Because I am sort of doing a part-time to eventually phase out. So I'm like part-time trying to help everyone kind of figure stuff out
This
in the
is
meantime.
silent quitting. Like you've heard of quiet quitting. This is like
This is
silent
silent
quitting.
quitting, but it's like
Yeah.
everyone's on the same page. They know I'm gonna be gone by like
Oh,
July.
so it's just like leaving a company on good terms.
Yeah, exactly. But I
Work.
do have to find a job.
That's always the hard part. That's always the tricky part. It
Yeah.
always trips me up.
Because it's like I always imagined my last day would be like joyous because it would be like, yay, I'm going to this new thing. I already have
Right.
something else. But it's like, I'm very happy that this chapter is closing. Don't get me wrong. But now I need to find the next chapter, and I'm having a really hard time finding that chapter. I just keep
Yeah.
turning the pages.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel
I've
that.
applied to probably give or take in the last couple of weeks. I've applied to like maybe 200 to 300 jobs.
Are you doing like Indeed,
Yeah.
LinkedIn stuff? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like I know people who've been like I've submitted like 1,000 applications and like
Yeah. I
five
definitely
of
did
them have
last
gotten back
year.
to me. Like it's crazy how few people even get back to you on those.
No, it's crazy. I think I probably submitted close to that last year because I was on a job hunt for like a whole year before I decided to take a break and be like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm just gonna keep barreling on. I probably submitted 1,000 applications. I only had two interviews. One was just a screening and I didn't pass the screening.
oh my God.
And one of them was like very far away and I was just not willing. And I
Right.
think I was like, yeah, it's just not good out there right now for a bitch. And I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm trying and trying to keep my hopes up. So
Hell
we'll see
yeah.
what happens. But if you guys want to just shoot me some money, if you guys want to support the pod, get us
Always.
monetized, then I don't have to worry about it.
Right. We're set. So it's all on you, folks.
Also, for real plug, if you are watching this and you need a video editor for anything, I am also a freelance video editor and I would love to edit your stuff. I did actually go to school for that shit. So please hit me up.
Yeah. And if you need proof, all of these videos are edited by her. And as someone who sees the stuff that we have cut, she does a great job.
I just love storytelling. What can I
I just
say?
love storytelling. This week, we're talking about the moment, the phenomena, the earthquake that
Mm-hmm.
was the Willy Wonka Glasgow experience of
Oh,
2024. Where were you when that second Oompa Loompa hit the table?
that's so crazy.
Girl, this whole thing is fucking wild.
Yeah.
I don't have a structure for us to go off because there's just like different parts we can talk about.
I don't think you can have a structure for this kind of thing.
God, no. So I think I'll just give a little bit of an overview.
Yeah.
For those of you who are unfamiliar, I mean, like, look up Willy Wonka Glasgow on TikTok, on Instagram, on anything. You will get more content than you could bargain for. It was a event that was marketed as a immersive Willy Wonka experience, and they used like AI generated art, and it was it wasn't like right when AI art became a thing, but it was like people hadn't really realized that like that will be
It
used in
was pretty
advertising.
early.
Yeah, it was real. I didn't realize what a big part of the AI debate this whole thing was.
I didn't either.
It's a major like little linchpin or whatever in fucking anti-AI arguments, which is great, but
Hmm.
I didn't realize that. So all of the art was AI generated, and there was a script for the event for the walkthrough that was also AI generated, which we'll get into that because we need some specifics when we go into that. But people showed up, and it was like three Timu backdrops in a
God.
warehouse.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I didn't even know the extent of it because I really had only seen the Oompa Loompa.
Oh my god, they're called Wonka Doodles to for this instance, which is
That feels
interesting.
like a slur.
Feels like a slur. Also, I didn't look this up. I should have. I thought Roald Dahl died over 50 years ago, so I thought his stuff was public domain. But maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe. Let me confirm. I'll
Yeah.
ask the internet. When did
Also, typing his name is a gamble every fucking time.
I also accidentally typed when as WEN?
When
He died in the 90s.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's on their copywritten until 2060. So I was wrong. Sorry guys. Shocking. Regardless, these are Wonka Doodles
Uh-huh.
because of course they are.
Well, probably because that's what AI made them.
That's what I'm thinking.
And there was no human intervention. Like
Girl,
Wonka doodles?
Wonka Doodle. You can't look at that and be like, okay, you're a Loompa Oompa or something. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
I'll pass the mic back. You go ahead. I
no,
have so much
that's
to say.
yeah. So people show up. It's like three tapestries in a warehouse, some like shitty mushroom props, and it was an immersive like candy themed experience. Kids got about three jelly beans and half a glass of lemonade, and cops were called. I think that may be a couple steps too far, but cops were called, and there was
Yeah.
a big controversy shutdown. People were refunded, rightfully so, but going into it, the internet, of course, had its moment. You've referred to the Oompa Loompa picture, the Wonka Doodle picture, the Loompa Oompa picture, but
Uh-huh.
it is a Oompa Loompa who is just at her wits' end.
Yeah.
We'll get into her later as well. She's had her moment.
She is an icon.
She is an icon. She is a legend. She is the moment. Now, come
Hmm.
on now. We just need to dive in. That is the overview. If you want more overview, look it up. The pictures are so
They're so
fucking
good.
funny.
They're so good. I forgot how good that picture is of that bitch in that blunt green bob. She's just miserable. She's
Miserable.
miserable.
And lo and behold, you find out that these character actors are the ones who tried to save the event, right? Like
Of course they
they
were.
in interviews, they're like, we were there. They were hired like a day beforehand, 2 days beforehand. Rehearsals were the day beforehand. I don't necessarily find that scandalous. I mean, I would prefer a little more prep
No,
time, but
I think for their sake, they probably were like, whoa, okay. But
yeah,
also, like, if you're just showing up to do like a front-facing event where there's not really a lot happening, that's
yeah.
fine.
I used to do events like that. Like I used to do characters at events, and it was pretty similar where it was like you would show up the day of, Granted, we never had a script. The
Yeah.
project did not wind up having a script when it went live, but it was intended to have a script. 15 pages is what they said it was. So not long, but yeah, I could see wanting
Pretty
longer than
long.
48 hours to learn it. But
Yeah.
to me, that wasn't anything that like is abnormal in these
Yeah.
situations. I guess I should say that didn't jump out to me as a red flag. But when the shit started going down, these Willy Wonkas, multiple Willy Wonka cinematic universe,
Hmm.
and Oompa Loompas were like the ones who were trying to work with these kids.
Yeah. Of
Like,
course they were. Like, I would do the same thing. All I could think about was like if I was in their position
mm-hmm.
and like there's all of these kids and these angry parents, like it looks like you're the one doing it because this
Right,
guy who put this on, he is nowhere to be seen. He is
right.
not a front-facing person. It looks like this is my event that I put on. Like we are the only people that these people are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they got harsh words from parents.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure they were getting basically cussed out, all but cussed out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in
I would be doing
Glasgow?
anything I could.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, if anything, just like crisis management, just make my life easier. But the
Yeah.
videos are so sweet. Like, there's one where her name is Kirsty Patterson. We'll tag her below because I think she's actually like doing stuff on the internet now, is mostly her focus. So we'll tag her below. But she is the Oompa Loompa from the picture, the Breaking Bad Oompa Loompa. And
Love her.
she is like on her knees with this girl, like handing her the jelly beans, and like they're allowed to give them like 3 jelly beans each. So she's like trying to make it special. She's like, and here's one, and here's two, like these are the people that are trying to make it count. And that's what I would do because mine were
Yeah.
never, planned incredibly. There's always something that comes up unexpected, even when you do the work to make sure it's a solid event. And
Right.
you try to do that work and you try to keep the kids like immersed. I don't know how you can do that in the warehouse that they were in, but
No. Oh my God, it's a disaster.
it's a disaster. I always, so with things like this, I think Firefest, I think TanaCon, I think DashCon, I think a Million Lives book event that just happened. Like, what's the point where the person putting on the event realizes, oh shit, this isn't going to happen?
I think that that point probably happens as the event is starting and there's nothing they can do but let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, I feel like I don't know, obviously never anything on this scale. I haven't made a ticketed event for anyone to
Mm-hmm.
come to, make
Mm-hmm.
people pay $100 to come do something. But I'm just thinking, like, I don't know if it's maybe just in my dreams, like, stress dreams or what, but like, I feel like I understand that feeling. But the problem is, how did you get there
How did you get there?
with something like this, with something this huge, this
Mm-hmm.
planned out, supposed to be planned out?
Supposed to be.
How do you get there?
That's my question. Because for me, when it's that big, right? When you have a immersive experience in a warehouse, in things like that, there has to be a point where you're like, oh shit, we don't have sets. We don't have people
Yeah.
to set this up. Like, we
Yeah.
don't have any production work to do here.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the solution there? Oh, we'll take these things that we got off Amazon and call
At
it a
that point,
day.
it's better to cancel. It's better to cancel.
Cancel.
Always better to
Cancel.
cancel.
Yeah.
There would be less backlash. Like, because I'm thinking about this million books thing too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know people would have been pissed if they canceled, but at that point, cancel, give people their money back, and you're gonna face a little less backlash.
A little. It won't be as public. It'll be like
Yeah.
a, hey, this event was canceled. That sucks.
Yeah.
It for those of you who don't know, we'll link TikToks as well down below. It is called a Million Lives book
Oh,
event or
a million
something.
lives, something about a million.
So for those of you who don't know, the A Million Lives book event, book fair, was a book signing author engagement event that was planned in Baltimore for just this past weekend. I think it was like May 2nd. And it was a flop. It
Flop
was
Tina.
marketed as like a elegant, come dressed in your best and you'll be in this elegant space, meeting these fantasy authors, meeting these romance authors. They had like 100 something guests and just over 200 authors attending. Like, there were so many more authors than attendees,
Yeah.
and the space looked desolate.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a fucking hotel like conference area, like a
Yeah, it
yeah.
looked like a renovated gym. Like it didn't even look like a classy hotel ballroom. Like it was
No,
like,
no, it was like a comfort inn and suites. Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
it was like a bad hotel ballroom. And there's a way to make a hotel ballroom
Mm-hmm.
look good,
Mm-hmm.
but it looked like a hotel ballroom because it was bare bones. There was nothing there.
And it was all tables, and tables were the whole thing. Cause the girl who did this, it was one girl, booked like 200 authors. There's not really space for 200 authors in this area. So it's literally just like a circle of tables.
Yeah. Like imagine fitting 200 tables in I mean, we've all been in a hotel conference room or
Yeah.
a ballroom, whatever they call them. They're
Event space, anything like
not
that.
ballrooms, but
No.
I how do you even fit that many people in one? And let's be honest, it's not like she booked a huge one. I'm sure it was tiny, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't anything to write home about. The
Yeah.
ceiling was weird. The ceiling made it look like a bomb shelter. But again,
God.
all of these elements, I'm like, okay, it has like a vaulted raised ceiling. That can be elegant. Let's hang some tapestry. But again, I don't think these people think about the work of setting it up.
No, and you can get creative. Here's if I have learned anything,
Mm-hmm.
you can be creative with how you decorate, how you
Yes.
plan, how you market, how you do all of that. On a budget, you don't have to spend
Yes.
$1 million
No.
to make things look good. You can find cheap things, you can thrift things. There is a way to make a hotel ballroom look gorgeous.
It's so true. And I guess hotel ballrooms made me think of this. This didn't even cross my mind while I was talking about this, like, or researching it. I was on my high school prom committee. I was co-president of my high school's prom committee. We did a whole lot with that, with not a ton of money. It looked better than this book event, I'll tell you that
Yes,
much.
people do proms in gyms mostly. Like,
Yes. And I don't think you need to sell it super hard. I don't think the Willy Wonka Glasgow experience or the A Million Lives Book Festival needs to be like, oh, I don't doubt that I am in this place right. No, just have like some vibes, have some things that set a good tone, and you're
yeah,
set.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. So you and I feel like have always been kind of obsessed with this shit. Like I
yes.
remember like TanaCon
Oh my
and
God. Like the TanaCon documentary that dropped. Me and my friends, we were in college. We literally like ordered food. We sat down and we
yes,
dived in so deep. Like it was one of the best nights of my life, truly.
truly. I am in no way defending Shane Dawson, but I will say it's kind of like worst person you know made an excellent point. His TanaCon documentary is
Amazing.
fucking phenomenal. And it
Mm-hmm.
pains me to say it. It rips my heart out. It is truly, I remember watching it and being like, this is like what documentaries should be. Like people who are looking
Mm-hmm.
to make documentaries should watch Shane Dawson do TanaCon.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's
It
so
was so
good.
good.
Oh my God. Maybe we need to dedicate an episode to TanaCon. I
I
haven't
think we do.
revisited
I
that.
think like obviously we're touching on a lot of different events, but if this is something you guys like, I would love for us to dedicate an entire episode to
Oh,
TanaCon and maybe an entire episode to this book festival once more
yeah.
information surfaces because there's not a lot because it just happened. But I'm just saying,
There's so
write it in the
many things you can do.
comments.
There was some like Bridgerton immersive experience that was basically like this Million Lives Book
Yeah.
Fest, things like that. Not to say your sleeper agent word, but Firefest. Um,
I love Firefest.
no, you were obsessed
I
with
was
it.
obsessed. I within like two, because do you remember the documentaries came out literally one after the other?
Yeah, I texted you to ask which one I should watch because I knew you watched them both.
Yes, I watched both of them when they dropped and I was like comparing, contrasting. I had multiple, like you were not the only one. I had multiple people hitting my line being like, okay, which one are we going for?
Yeah.
And I was like the Netflix one all the
Yeah.
way. I was the Netflix girl. The Hulu one, once again, we'll probably do an entire episode about Firefest, so I won't go too much into it, but yeah, the Hulu one
Yeah.
kind of they sided with him a little too much, or at least gave him a voice that I didn't think he needed to be gave.
Agreed. Agreed. And do you remember we were thrifting and I got that shirt that has the guy on it and it says
Yes,
team player? I think I
Do
still
you
have
still
it.
have that?
I think I still have it.
Okay, well, we're doing an episode and you're wearing
So
that.
yeah, if I still have it, team player. I wore
Team
it to
player.
class. I remember wearing that shirt to class, and the
Bitch.
professor, well, because I was like, it's quirky, not everyone will
Oh,
get
yeah,
it.
not everyone's gonna get it.
And the professor was like, I take pictures of people so that I can match their names to their faces. So she took a picture of me in that shirt, and that was the picture that was next to my name for the entire semester.
Oh, Jesus
Is me
Christ.
in a shirt that says team player with the guy who had to give a blowjob. He didn't give a
Give a
blowjob,
blowy.
but was pressured to give a blowjob. He probably gave a blowjob to by the team for being a team player. But anyway, girl, Firefest, like that's what when I think of like Firefest, I'm immediately like Katie. When Firefest 2, are you staying up to date on her?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he's doing another one. There's
No, no, he
there's
is.
there's gonna be a Firefest 2.
Sorry. Getting a little hot and bothered.
We're gonna have to wrap up this episode here. Thanks so
We're
much for
gonna have to
tuning in.
wrap up this episode.
I, I just put claw marks through my love seat. We're gonna have to
I'm
wrap
gonna
this up.
snail trail behind me.
My basement is flooded. We have to cut the episode short.
Okay, is anyone gonna go? Because if you know anything about the first one, is it just gonna be vulnerable people who not vulnerable, like gullible people who vulnerable people,
Vulnerable.
elderly are gonna be going to Firefest 2.0? Is it gonna be like people who just like don't have social media?
I imagine it is people like you and me with the same commitment to the bit, but with more funds to do so.
No, okay. But I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't actually go because I don't want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation.
Okay. See, I think I would go if
You
I
would
had the
go?
money. Hell yeah. I mean, I would pack like I was going camping. I would
If
pack
it
it.
was okay, yeah,
Yeah.
if you come prepared, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it would be fine. But I can't sleep outside though. They
Yeah.
made me do it at church once
Why'd you
in
sleep
a parking
outside?
lot.
Did you get run over?
No, we just had this thing where
Mm-hmm.
we weren't allowed
Mm-hmm.
to eat for 30 hours
Yep.
and then we had to sleep in a cardboard box in the parking lot. There was a snake and there was a person that came up to us
Is
in the middle of
this
the night.
is this homeless cosplay?
Essentially,
Okay. Yeah, churches love to tell like homeless cosplay stories like they are the salt of the earth. Like they love to be like, and I went undercover as someone who is homeless.
yeah, but it was
Not the
just a bunch
flex you
of
think it
kids.
is.
We were
Yeah.
just like, it was so weird. And there was this kid, and he sprayed Axe body spray in our cardboard box, and we were about to kill that bitch.
How many people were in this cardboard box?
Well, we kind of like grouped up, so some of us
Oh,
were in one, but we kind of connected all of them, so it was like a little conglomeration of cardboard boxes. We got to make our own house, if you will. And
fun.
so it was like me and Connor in one. Hi,
Hi,
Connor.
Connor. Hi, Junie.
And then it was like some of the boys were like on the other side of us, and they literally brought Axe body spray, sprayed it into our cardboard box, and then said good night.
Good night. That's such a boy thing.
Oh my God, it was
I went
ridiculous.
on a camping trip with my eighth grade class and we kept pulling the stakes out of the girls' tents and running away.
That's iconic.
It's one of the few times where I was like, I'm one of the boys. Like I remember like running away with them and being like, oh shit, we're gonna get oh shit. And
I'm
like
one of the boys.
and being like, oh, they don't care.
Yeah.
Granted, I probably put more weight on them caring. Some of them were gems looking back, but most of them were not. What a fun
Anyway.
little tangent. That's
Anyway.
so fucking crazy. But yes, flop festivals, flop events,
Yeah.
under delivery is so rewarding to
Mm-hmm.
me for
Mm-hmm.
just, I mean, probably not great reasons, but
To an
I
outside viewer, it's so satisfying because you didn't experience it yourself.
exactly. It's like when I meet someone's crazy mom and I'm like, I loved her, but I could not imagine like living with her, having her be like my
Yes.
family, you know? Like
Yes.
these things are great in theory. I can't imagine in practice they are
No.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
Um, okay, what do you want to jump into first? We got the Oompa Loompa, we got the unknown, we got the creator, we got the Kate Middleton.
I
If
don't know. Go just pick.
okay,
Just go for something and
I
I'll
yeah,
be there.
okay, work. So I feel like we touched on the Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompa is a gem. Love Oompa Loompa. Love all of that.
She's the
But
classic though. We got to go, deeper.
yeah, she's probably the closest to like, oh, this is from the Willy Wonka movie. Like it's clearly like an Oompa Loompa costume. It's the green
Hmm.
hair. I sometimes people in Ireland just tan like that. I didn't know if that was intentional or just how she tanned.
Yeah.
Regardless, giving. The real thing that sets this Glasgow Willy Wonka immersive experience apart from everything else is the unknown.
And what's the unknown?
Okay. So, I should have asked. Your experience this beforehand because I was in the trenches. I was following the shit live.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wasn't. So we watched for this episode, part of a 60 Minutes
Yes.
Australia, episode
Yunanda.
down under. And, that was the first time I had really seen anything
Okay.
informative about it. I
Okay.
knew the Oompa Loompa like the back of my hand.
Okay.
I knew that she was a part of the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience disaster. I knew about the event, but I did not know any specifics.
Work. Okay. See, I just remember like my partner at the time being like, oh my God, like telling him all about it, getting into that shit. Like people could not take two steps without me bringing up the Willy Wonka Glasgow experience. I
Yeah, it
think,
wasn't one that crossed my desk. Didn't come
oh my
across my
God.
desk.
Oh my God, it was so good. So, okay, I'm so excited to guide you through this then.
Yeah.
The unknown in the AI generated script was referenced as an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls, who is trying to steal the magical anti graffiti gobstopper.
Okay.
No further information on what the anti graffiti gobstopper is. I imagine it is classist as hell, though.
Mm-hmm.
So the if you have seen any footage of the Glasgow experience, you've seen this. It is a
Yeah.
girl in a terrible little like costume with a full face gray mask.
Mm-hmm.
Full
It's
face,
terrifying.
yeah, just a full coverage of her face, gray mask, holding up a like full size mirror, like a floor length mirror,
Yeah.
and like coming up behind it. And the video is so great because the second that she comes out, like four kids start crying in
Oh my God, yeah.
unison. It's so funny.
I would be crying at this age.
It's horrifying. Although
It's
I do have to
terrifying.
say, so they interviewed the unknown in a TikTok that I watched. She is a 16-year-old who is being paid under the table and was told she was going to be a Wonka. And then they were like, wait, we never cast the unknown. You're the unknown. I did not get her name. She's 16 years old, so I don't feel the need to say her name if I had it. But in one of the interviews that I watched a bunch of interviews trying to find a good one for you. A lot of them are interviews, I don't want to say with like clout chasers, but like people who are kind of leveraging being in this experience. I can't say I would do anything different. I just think they're kind of annoying in the way they
Yeah.
do it. But a lot of the interviews, when I was finding one to watch, I watched a lot of them. They were talking about how the guy who put it on, Billy Cool is his name. He kept talking about how like he's diverse, he's inclusive, and the girl who played the unknown was black, and he kept like singling her out and being like, would we have picked
Ugh.
her to play Willy Wonka if we were not inclusive? And then as soon as they realize they need someone to play the unknown, he's like, hey, by the way, you're the unknown
In the mask.
in the mask. And it looks like all the other Willy Wonkas were white guys.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's just a fun little fact from in case you couldn't guess that this whole thing was mishandled. Just nothing
Yeah.
was done right. Billy Cool, the creator, was interviewed in this clip of 60 Minutes. He can go fuck himself.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I was already not going to have any sympathy for him,
Yeah,
but he was annoying the absolute daylights out of me because he, like, was doing the whole victim narrative thing, and there is nothing for him to be a victim over. He lost the
no,
love of his life over this. He is perceived as the worst person in the world. I didn't even know your name, dude.
no. When I watched the clip, I thought they said it was this man who was very cool in an Australian accent, not Billy Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't know who you are. Everyone
No.
knows about the festival or the experience, but like nobody knows who you are. It's not like you can't walk into a grocery store
Mm-hmm.
without someone like cussing you out. Like, that's not how, like, You look like every other fucking white guy in the world.
Hard agree. And also, if you lost the love of your life because of this, you were not treating her well leading
No,
up to it.
she needed a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe if I don't even think she probably didn't even use this as the reason, but if
No.
she did, she was already going to break up with you. She just needed a good one
Right.
to kind of sack it.
Right. And it probably was like, hey, you're pretty down right now. I don't see you going lower. So I'm out.
So I'm
And
out.
there was
Goodbye.
probably a list of like, you're controlling, you're a liar, you gaslight. I'm just talking about the things that I saw of him in this video. And then
Yes,
she
he's
left and
oh,
he was like, I can't believe she left me because of the Willy Wonka Glasgow Immersive Experience.
that's and like at the end of the day, as much as I fucking hate AI, that's not even like that's not necessarily evil. I don't
Mm-mm.
think putting on the event necessarily was evil at its core,
No.
but just like, are you that fucking dumb?
Right? Right?
And he kept saying, I'm not a scammer. I'm not a scammer. Okay. I understand if that maybe was not the intention. But I just have a hard time believing it wasn't. Here's
Are
the thing.
people born scammers or do they have scammerness thrust upon
Thrust
them?
upon them.
Thrust
And
upon
I
them.
think it's that because let's be so fucking for real right now. You don't wake up and say, I'm going to scam people. You
No.
do wake up and say, I just had a really good idea for a really easy way I can make a bunch of money by
Mm-hmm.
putting on an event and putting no effort into it by using artificial intelligence.
Right. And then where AI can't help out is where you lose it, right? In the setup, in the execution, everything like
Yep.
that. Yep.
So it's like maybe you didn't wake up that day and say, I'm going to scam a bunch of people, but you did turn into a
Right.
scammer.
Right. 'Twas thrust upon you. You
Twas
didn't.
thrust upon you.
Yeah. And that's what I mean where I'm like, I'm in the same boat where I don't think this was like malicious. Because if it was malicious, you would not choose a Willy Wonka experience
Hmm.
to do it as. You would like sell fake drugs so people couldn't report it. But
Yeah.
at what point do you realize it's not going to work? Like, that's what I keep coming back to. Like, at what point was he like, oh, I am so far out of my
And
depth?
then just continue to do it.
Continue. People
Continue.
can't admit they're wrong. Admit you were
No.
wrong. Admit you need more time. Because I think he found out about it he cracked that code way in advance. And instead
I
of
think
being
so too.
like, oh, I'll call it, I'll do it later, I'll push it by a few months, I'm far enough out that no
Hmm.
one will give a shit. He just doubled down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I also think like, sure, was this inherently an evil act? No, but at the end of the day, you're just a really, really, really fucking shitty white man.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you could have gone to the supermarket and grabbed a big bag of candy so that there was at least something more to hand out to kids than 3 bags of jelly beans.
Like that mom said she spent what, like $150 for both of her kids to go?
Yeah, yeah. So it was 45, no, it was 35 pounds, quid.
Hmm.
What it was 45, 35 Brits, which is like 45 for us. So
Yeah.
yeah, she spent like around $200 in American money, I think, to get everyone to go.
And that's the thing you have to think about. And that's another reason why I'm thinking you may not have started out as a scammer, but you ended up being a scammer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there are ways to cut costs when you're putting on an event. Like I've been planning events for
Yeah.
my previous job, and there are ways, like ethical ways, you can cut costs
Mm-hmm.
so that the profit margin is bigger.
Right.
However, at a certain point, you have to sit down and say, they are paying us this much to be here. What
Yes.
portion of that do we need to use to give back to them that's outside of this experience?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And
like,
what's
give them candy at
yes,
least.
yes, something. Because how many bags of candy could they have bought for that ticket price? A million?
So
Yeah.
many. And you could have still had money to pay your actors, to pay your venue costs, to pay
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and to pay your planners if you had any, which you don't.
Right. And all of these people, that are in this project, the actors that are performing here, they found it on Craigslist. So they're not, or they found it on Indeed.
Yeah.
So they're not out here expecting to make bank. They have a
No,
gig, it's going to pay decent. Like, it's not like you have to pay them insane, exorbitant amounts of money. No one
no.
expected that.
You
No one
still would
expect,
have made
yeah,
a profit.
yes. It's, I got real angry at his like
Same.
people are seeing me as a problem. It's like, yeah, dude, you may not have chosen to be the problem, but unfortunately you're the problem.
But
We've
unfortunately, you are.
No one wants to be the problem. Well, rarely do people want to be the problem.
It's like if you really, really, really didn't want to be the problem, if you really, really, really weren't trying to scam people, the second you realize it's not going to be what you thought it was, you stop.
Yes.
You give
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
No. And I the whole thing on AI, everything like that. Yeah, it was a first big like not first big AI scandal because there were other stuff before, but like I think this was the first time where people were like, "Oh shit, like AI will play a role in this and it can be like so misused. Like everyone can be duped
Yes,
from this." And
absolutely. When was
so
this again?
February of 2024. So it was supposed to happen February 24th and 25th of 2024, shut down early on the 24th.
Okay. So this
And
was
then
just last year,
yeah.
but I feel like that was still pretty pre like the big resurgence of,
Yes.
not resurgence, the surge of AI
Yeah, that
usage.
was definitely back at like the genesis of it. I feel like that's back when everyone was like,
Started using ChatGPT.
yeah. ChatGPT, like that Dolly or whatever, DALLE or whatever, where you would like type in a prompt and it wouldn't give you like a great rendered image, but it would
Oh,
give you like a fine rendered image.
okay.
I don't,
I don't
I
think I've
am,
heard of that one.
it was like a, it's the only really AI tool I've ever used. I'm very anti AI. I assume you and I are in very similar boats on that
Yes.
work. And so that was the only one that I kind of used, but like, I don't even use it to write emails, and I send emails pretty much for a living. Like I'm still typing those by hand. I'm so not on the AI
Yes.
train with anything. So maybe we're a little hypercritical, but regardless, doing a full creative endeavor and basing the entire planning and execution of a party on AI is too far, I think, for anyone. And just like
Oh my
logically
God.
not feasible.
No, not at all. This made me so mad. And like obviously people have done worse things in the world. This is not the worst man alive, but something about the way he got on there and he just I don't know, he grinded my gears, man. He grinded my gears.
He did well, it pisses me off when there is no acknowledgement of anything wrong done, like
Yes,
any
just
wrongdoing.
crocodile tears.
Yeah, because here's the thing, you can do something bad for a whole lot of reasons. If you want to take ownership and apologize, rock and roll. And then if you want to tell me what was going on so I can maybe understand what
Hmm.
led to that event, that's fine. I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come out there and literally be like, you guys don't understand, you don't get it, you won't, like, everything was awful for me too.
Then tell us.
Yeah. Give us examples, walk us through it. And also,
But also I still don't care because you did
no one fucking believes you.
yeah. Oh my God. He made me so fucking angry. I can't even see
He
straight.
he looks like a little creep too. He acts like a little creep
He
and he looks like a little
does.
creep. Yeah.
And I mean, that one mom, she said that they haven't even gotten their full refund yet. Like a
No.
lot of people haven't gotten refunds. The actors haven't gotten fully paid. So it's like, if you want to do right by people that you wronged, why don't you start with that? Because that's the first thing.
Yeah. And again, pay your actors. I can't imagine it's that much money. Take a personal hit, bro. You're talking about all the personal hits that you've already taken. Take a little more.
Yeah, take one more. It's not
Yeah.
gonna kill you. Jesus
Yeah.
fucking
Or maybe it
Christ.
will.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, Chica. See, I think that's enough on that little gremlin motherfucker. I could shit talk him till the cows come home, but
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. But the AI's involvement in this, from what I have gathered, it was used to generate promotional materials, which, duh, sorry if you looked at those and were like, those are real. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very much of that
Certainly
vein.
not.
If you can identify AI images, get better
You're
at it.
part of the problem.
Yeah, you're part of the problem. Get better at it. It's a life skill at this point.
It really
Um,
is. It's so easy too because they always
yeah,
have more fingers. They always have disfigured faces in a very specific way, like
real smooth. Everything is real smooth.
real smooth. I know. There's this lesbian meetup group that happens, and we were cracking up because they just started using AI for their ads.
Oh
And
no.
it's so awful. They literally took a picture of the building where they were hosting this event. And I guess they told AI to like put a group of diverse lesbians in front of it. And then they're like, it's just like five of them in like white collared shirts, just going like this, just standing in front of a random bar.
That's fucking crazy.
It was so crazy. I was like, in what world is that better?
I don't want to hang out with them anymore. I'm blocked by a bar in the town that I live in because of calling them out for AI. They posted like a picture on Valentine's Day of like, you know, it was AI generated of two couples like having dinner together or something.
Yeah.
And I commented, I was like, fucking L from restaurant for posting this. Like, I would think that if you were a good restaurant, you would be able to find these pictures of people actually doing it in your establishment. It's really interesting
That's
that
a
you don't
good
have
point.
those. And I thought they deleted the picture. They had blocked me. But now I have seen they have also deleted the picture. So
So maybe you did something.
if
Yeah,
I'm not blocked, I'm not doing it right.
it's really, really fascinating to me because yeah, there's one of my favorite breweries and they're so cool and their vibe is so cool. All of their ads are AI. And I was even talking about this because my future sister-in-law is a graphic
Yes.
designer.
Yes.
And so we complain about this stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking, and I was like, you would think if they're really that desperate and that cheap on getting this stuff out, download a fucking Canva account and use
Right?
the preset like designs. Like
Yeah.
that is better at this point than using AI just for the sole reason that it's going to look better, A, but
A.
B, there's the ethics behind it as well. But like what like that takes 2 seconds. You don't even have to hire a specific graphic designer for that. She literally was joking. She was like, I'm about to text them or email them and be like, I will like create a
Mm-hmm.
set of stuff you guys can use for free if you will stop using this goddamn AI.
So true. They used it in Willy Wonka Glasgow, right? They used it for promo pics, which we've established if you fell for them, I don't know what to tell you.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. You need to see a real picture of something to know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But the other thing they used it for was this 15-page script that did not come to fruition. But I want to give you some highlights of the not just the script, mostly the script, but also just some of the AI usage in this. I mean, there are breaks in this AI generated script for where the audience will applaud.
They were really presumptuous.
Presumptuous to assume there would be an audience, I
There would
guess.
be an audience and that they would applaud.
Applaud. Those are two big asks for doing live theater. I hesitate to call that theater because typically theater is created by humans. But
Mhm.
regardless, okay, let's go through. I'm just going to give you some quick little
Yeah.
highlights here. So the promo materials, not only were the images AI generated, it sounds like the whole thing was AI generated.
Yeah.
So there were fun little spelling errors, like Karchi tons. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'm assuming catchy tunes.
Okay.
Karchi tons and a paradise of sweet teats.
A paradise of sweet treats.
Yes, but this is a paradise of sweet teats. I mean, here's the thing. You could pull an audience for a paradise of sweet teats as well, but
You could. I don't think it's this audience of
no, not at
children and their
all.
parents.
But do them side by side. Drop the kids with the sweet treats. Go see some sweet teats.
Yeah. Kids over here, you're going to see the sweet treats. Dads over here, y'all are going to see the sweet teats.
Sweet teats. I love it. Okay, we're doing that. New idea. And the title, allegedly, according to Wikipedia, of this script is Wonkadoodles at McDuff's Chocolate Factory, a script.
Why can't they just say Willy Wonka? I'm sure this
Right?
guy prompted the AI to say, like, write a script about Willy Wonka.
About Willy Wonka. So fucking funny. If the title is truly Wonkadoodles at McDuff's Chocolate Factory, a script,
Mm-hmm.
it's my new drag name.
Usually you don't call a script a script.
No,
That's
but
usually not in the title.
I love that idea. Like High School Musical, the series, the script. Like
The
that's
script.
so good. That's unfortunately that's a good bit. But it's only funny because the AI chatbot was not in on the bit. The other bits called for like this unknown fully AI created. Hence
Mhm.
why its name is unknown, and it's an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls, um, wanting to steal the anti-graffiti gobstopper. Which again, if this full thing is AI generated, anti-graffiti gobstopper is a very ominous choice for AI
That's
to
so
choose.
weird. What does this have to do with Willy Wonka?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But regardless, the at the end of the script, the unknown was sucked up by Willy Wonka in a vacuum.
And how did they do that?
That was my question. How was it executed? I imagined
How
a
would they plan to do that?
I imagined a RC car with a broomstick
Hmm.
on it and like a loose hanging cloak like the unknown is wearing and the
Yeah.
mask on a broom on an RC car, and it would get vacuumed up and then the broom would drive away.
I feel sick right now.
I got so like I didn't expect to get legitimately angry about
Me
this, but I got like
either.
pissed at AI. I got pissed at this Billy fucking cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was not happy. And I got pissed at one of the Willy Wonkas.
Which one?
The annoying one with the lip piercing. Um I don't
The little twink.
the little twink. Willy
Yeah.
Twonka.
Willy Twonka.
He had some comments that were interesting to me in one of his interviews. He was talking about the 16-year-old black girl repeatedly being pointed out as diversity reflected. And then this white guy says, and I know what that feels like. And spent like 2 or 3 minutes trying to explain why he knows how that felt.
Is he actually a twink? Is that why what he's claiming?
I know because his sexuality didn't really come up. I
Yeah.
feel safe in my assumption of it. People were like seeing him as like a charity case, which I guess there's some similarities there, but don't try to put that shit on the same level, dude.
No.
Yeah.
No. And even if you are a twink, even if you are a gay little twink, it's
You're
not the
still a white
same.
guy.
You're still a white guy.
Anyway, that whole thing was a mess. So,
He
yeah,
was given a little bit of Timmy Chalamet.
he was given Timmy, which he didn't I am not mad at him in his choice to be selected as a Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe the best casting other than our Oompa Loompas. What did I call
Yes.
them? Loompa Oompas.
Loompa Oompas and or Wonka Doodles.
Wonka Doodles. And the whole time, I don't know if you've seen this video, but there's a video of a dominatrix walking through a guy's house after he cleaned for her. And she gets to one of the pictures and she goes, "It's wonky." And then she keeps going. And that's all I could think of every time I read Wonka Doodle was this British dominatrix being like,
God, oh my
"It's
God, oh my God, oh
wonky."
my God, oh my God.
Have you seen
Wow.
that?
I don't think I have, but I
It's
would
okay. I'll send
really,
it to
I
you.
would really, really appreciate it if you would send it to
I'll
me.
send it to you. Don't even worry, girl.
Please.
Look at this picture. It's wonky.
Oh my God.
It's wonky.
It's wonky. And I think the guy's like crawling on the floor behind her. Like, I think he's like, he might be in a gimp suit. He might be in a gimp suit crawling behind her, maybe on a leash. I'm wondering how much of this is my brain filling in the blanks based on what I would want to see. But
This is a lot.
yeah. Anyway,
It's a wonky world. I'm sorry. A flop Tina over here. She had to get in a word.
no, I loved it. Are you kidding me? You have the kind of sense of humor that I'm so jealous of, where like I just say everything and I know enough of it will be funny that it will be fine, but you can like wait until something is actually funny and then say it. And I'm so jealous of that shit most of the time. Sometimes we floppiana, flop Tina.
Sometimes we're floppiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, floppiana grande.
All right. The final little thing I want to touch on with this, and I kind of assume this was known. Maybe if you were on the meme side of it, you would know. You know about Kate Middleton's role in all of this?
I don't think. Well, I'm gonna assume it did this happen around the time of her like
Yes.
weird disappearance from the internet and people,
Yes.
doing their
So
thing.
I will say this bit died pretty quick as soon as we got a reason as to why we have not seen Kate
Yeah.
Middleton
Yeah.
very often. I am not saying that that makes this okay to joke about. I am saying you bitches should have been there. It was fucking hysterical.
Mhm.
The working theory was that Kate Middleton, in her absence from the public eye, had picked up a shift as the unknown at the Willy Wonka Immersive Experience in Glasgow.
Correct. Okay. I feel like this is ringing some bells.
Yes. So this all happened around the time that the royal family on their social medias, I don't even know what that is, at Queen Lizzie XXX, posted
69 007.
Queen Lizzie 69. I live. Anyway, they posted a picture for Mother's Day, for the UK Mother's Day, for those of us who may need to know the difference. But she was very clearly like, there was Photoshop galore in it. There were weird bends. There were like missing chunks of fingers. So people were like, oh shit, what's going on with Kate Middleton? Where's Kate Middleton? I think Princess Diana has not set a great track record for us here. So people were a little worried for her well-being. Not saying the royal family killed Lady Diana, not saying the royal family didn't kill Lady Diana. But regardless, people got concerned.
You're going to have a sniper show up to your house.
They better. And they were wondering where she was. And it was an ongoing discussion. And it was happening around the same time that this Glasgow Immersive Experience was happening. So the theories built that Kate Middleton was playing the unknown at the Willy Wonka Immersive Experience.
Okay, yeah.
If we stop it there, is that not so funny? Is that not a hysterical bit?
Yeah, that's really funny. Because if you put that in your brain and then you watch The Unknown with the fucking mirror.
Imagining Kate Middleton doing that is hysterical.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we're going to take like 3 seconds and we're just going to sit in the humor of this moment with no further information a little longer. And we're back. Kate Middleton had cancer. And
that's a bummer.
She was undergoing treatment, and that's why she had not been seen.
Yeah. So,
although I read about it today, sounds like she's in remission. So thrilled for her. Good for her. But yeah, that did kind of put a screeching halt to that bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, there were a lot of good memes around that time about that. And then the second it came out that it was cancer, everyone just said, Zoop.
But also, like, imagine that is like, obviously the Mother's Day picture is a big catalyst for that. Like, people are worried. People want to know what's going on with Kate. Why was she edited into this picture? But the Willy Wonka Immersive Experience had to play a role in this. Kate Middleton had not been seen for some time leading up to this. The Mother's Day photo wasn't until March. So this actually happened first. But the memes about the Willy Wonka Experience, they persisted. I think a lot longer than we see shit persist. Nowadays, you still see that Oompa Loompa sometimes.
Oh, yeah. You still see her.
That picture is so fierce, though.
I still see that when I fall asleep, when I close my eyes at night. That's what is on the inside of my eyelids.
For me, it is still Sue Sylvester performing super bass, but once it is the Loompa Oompa, I will let you know. So that is the immersive experience. I was immersed. I was immersed. An experience. But it just, I think I didn't realize how much you and I love a flopped event.
Oh, we love a flop. We love a flop.
We love a flop. We love a flop. If you try so hard and you just bomb abysmally, we're going to be your number one supporters.
Absolutely.
It may not sound like that, but we're going to be your number one supporters. I can't believe you and I didn't talk about this more, because this really is right up our alley. I don't know why we didn't. No, I know, but it just, the Fyre Fest, the DashCon, the TanaCon, like all of that shit just lives so clear. I feel like in Gen Z's head, I don't fully know why, but I think it's a staple. It's a canon event for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to be like, really, really let us know if you like this topic, this idea, because I could do Fyre Fest. I could do a million books, sure a million lives or whatever. I could do TanaCon, DashCon, anything and everything. Some girl, I don't know how true this is or not, but allegedly the creator of DashCon like reacted to this Million Lives book thing and was like, how do you mess it up that bad? And I made DashCon.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So
that's how you know it's bad.
That's how you know it's bad. If you're getting shit talked by someone who put a ball pit in the middle of a room and called it a day. Anyway, that was so wonky.
That was wonky. Shall we move on to marketable traits?
Let's market some traits, girl.
Hell yeah. Just a reminder to all of our viewers, we now have a Google form if you want your submission to be completely anonymous. You can go, it is bookmarked on our Instagram stories, not bookmarked.
Mhm.
What the hell do you call it?
It's in a
Highlighted.
highlight. It's in
It's in
a
a
story
highlight.
highlight on our
Story highlight.
Instagram.
I know
And
social media.
hell yeah, we'll also link it down below, but let us know. You can also DM us. We don't give a shit. We're not going to say
Yeah,
anything.
we're not going to say your name, but if you want it to be anonymous, you can totally submit it that way.
Yes.
Okay. So today's marketable trait. I am that person who likely remembers the embarrassing things someone said or did that they hope no one remembers.
We all are. I'm so glad you can say it.
I think what this boils down to is your brutal honesty.
Yeah. We
Because
all remember it.
we all remember it. I mean, I guess there's some things
Mhm.
that not everyone remembers, but like I remember most things. And maybe I'm unique in that. Maybe the three of us, me, you, and submission
Redacted.
redacted, maybe we're all very unique in that, but I do feel like I remember those things too. And so
Mhm.
I want to first and foremost just congratulate you on your ability to fully be transparent because that's not a skill all of us have. And as me and you just learned just now, that's not something we've ever been able to admit to each
No.
other or to anyone else. So kudos to you, Mama, for spilling.
Yeah, and obviously that says you have good like attention to detail, ability to recall, like
Mm-hmm.
people want you on notes. An
Mm-hmm.
administrative role would just like slay for you.
Absolutely.
Also, on the flip side, blackmail. Come on.
Blackmail, honey.
I love that idea. I've blackmailed a few people with shit like that. You know, they've
Yeah.
said something. I am friends with a lot of girls who have been done wrong by a lot of men. Shocking. And I can't say there haven't been times where I've been like, it's so interesting that I know that you just lay there and make her ride the whole time and she feels nothing. It would
Yeah.
be a shame if that got out.
Would be an
And,
absolute shame.
you know, it works. So blackmail has its potentials, it has its gains.
Mhm.
And
You can use it
maybe
for positive.
you can use it for positive. And that's what marketable trait is about. But let's be real here. There's uses elsewhere. What is your moment? Like, do you have a moment that like sticks out as like your embarrassing moment that you want to share? Because I'm trying to think. I have a few
Mm.
that maybe like aren't but I definitely have a few.
Like one that I did
Yes, that you
and
like
I hope
hope
no
no
one
one.
remembers.
Yeah, or if you remember one, even better if you remember one. I didn't even think about that.
Let's see.
I have one that is genuinely, I have so many of these because
Hmm.
it took me a while to get like the basics of like social cues and like interacting with people.
Hmm.
I think probably my biggest kicker, no, not even that one. Probably the one that I remember most is I was in my kitchen and we had a little island in the middle of everything. And Shake It Up came on Disney Channel and the theme song was playing and I was overcome with the spirit of Shake It Up Chicago
Absolutely.
and I started dancing around my kitchen. Like bad dancing, like trying to do the bad dancing that they do on Shake It Up. So like not
Yeah.
even good bad dancing from Shake It Up. And I remember I was like moonwalking like this backwards basically and I turned around and made eye contact with my father who had just been like standing there the whole time. And I guess we'll find out if he remembers now because that lives in my brain. But like that truly, it, I am the person who remembers. So I know that other people will remember shit too. I just
Yeah.
hold on to like the hopes that we just all don't bring it up because we all have shit.
Yeah. We all do things. We all say things. We're all like, oh, I wish I didn't say
Mm-hmm.
that. I can't think of a specific one because I feel like I just have it so often, like
Yeah.
just random bits of things that I'll say, and I'm like, why did I say it like that? Because I'm also like a perfectionist, and I also need every sentence to come out perfectly, and it never does because
Nope.
I can barely speak.
Yeah, me listening to
Um,
the edits of this podcast. What the fuck was I trying to say in that
yeah, I'm
sentence?
like,
Yeah.
literally, what is that grammar, girl?
Mhm.
Like, I know you grew up in the mountains, but come
Come
on.
on. You went to Tish.
Exactly.
That's so fair. I
Ooh, I
mm,
do. I was very young when this happened, and she probably doesn't actually remember this because it was to my grandmother, but I said something really, really bitchy to my grandmother when I was
love.
young. I was having like a little sleepover at her house, and I was like really into Snow White at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey, Mama Joan, you want to play Snow White?" And she was like, "Sure. Who am I going to play?" And I was like, "Well, obviously the ugly stepmother." And she was like, "Well, why that?" And I was like, "Well, because you're kind of ugly." But I didn't mean that. Like, she's gorgeous. She's actually like a
She's kind of a
gorgeous
stunner.
woman. Like,
Yeah.
she's stunning.
You
So
meant
I
she's
don't know why I said
old.
that.
You meant she's old.
That's probably what I meant. I mean,
Yeah.
I was literally 5, but I remember it so vividly because I was so upset with myself that I had said that. Like I
Yeah.
just like felt things very deeply as a child. And I was upset with myself for probably years. So,
Oh, fully. I mean, today I was sitting alone at my desk at work and I can't remember what it was, but I thought of something embarrassing I did and I literally went, "Oh my fucking god." While I was at work alone. Like I have to have like a
yeah.
if you don't think about something you did years ago and say I'm going to kill
Oh
myself,
God, yeah.
I don't
Every night,
you're a
3 a.m.
liar. Yeah, you're a liar. Sorry. So I like this approach though of just like owning it. And I think there's
Yeah.
more to what this person said. Like you can foster some real growth with that shit. We all
Oh
remember
yeah.
it. So let's all just embrace it
So
and move
let's
on.
all like let's all just say it, you know?
Yeah.
It's true, so let's all just be a little bit more upfront about it. And I think that is a really good teammate, but also a really good manager because you
Yes.
are able to see where you have sort of maybe downfalls and where you
Hmm.
have really, really high skills. So you're
Hmm.
able to kind of leverage that a little bit better, and no one's going to feel like they are going to come to you with a problem or an issue and you're just going to forget about it because you got the memory of an otter. I think otters
Yeah.
have really good memory.
I think they do too. Elephants have good memory.
Elephant. You're an elephant. You fat fuck. On
I
that
liked when
note.
you called me a skinny, hairy gay man.
On that note.
On that note, thanks for tuning in, everyone. As we
Thank you.
mentioned, you can follow us on Instagram at Bimbo Book Club Pod for updates on what we're covering, fun little stories where we're getting your opinions on things to talk about on here. Send us submissions, like our posts, comment on our posts, and also like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, do all the stuff here. I feel like we asked something of people in this episode. I don't remember what. Tell us your embarrassing moments,
Yeah. Or
or
what's your favorite disaster? Not like
yeah,
a real disaster.
Great Molasses Flood.
The potato famine.
The Irish potato famine. They didn't have any potatoes. So
No.
sad. Not
So
any
sad.
potatoes. Um, oh my God. Let us know your embarrassing moments on the fucking marketable traits survey because
Yeah.
then we can actually fix them for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they're beyond fixing, we just won't pick. So we pick one each episode. Everyone else is beyond repair.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We love
Thank you.
you. Oh
Love
my God.
you.
I just said love you for the first time to the viewers.
Me too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I think that might have brought on my period.